Okay, today's video is going to be about probably my favorite aspect of what I do to stay a healthy hiker. So I can hike up and down the mountains of whether it's the Smoky Mountains or the Alps on the Tour de Mont Blanc. So yeah, and it's just only about 180 days until I will be leaving to hike in the Alps around the Mont Blanc on the Tour du Mont Blanc. And so I'm paying a little bit more attention to my fitness level. And this video is going to be about my nutrition or about food. So this is going to be a really fun video to talk about. So I'm going to share with you specifically my breakfast is probably my favorite meal that I have, and I'm going to go over exactly what I have. Almost every morning I have the same breakfast, maybe a few variations here and there, and then I'm also going to share with you my personal guacamole recipe. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about my first of all my nutrition or my dietary history is probably not that much unlike a lot of people. I know years ago I had a horrible diet. I was working a lot and just really busy, and I didn't really think that much about what I was eating and drinking. And I think that probably at least 90% of my meals came through the drive-through, and I was in the habit of drinking, at least 5, 6, 7 soft drinks a day, and I had a horrible diet. The first thing I did was I decided, you know what, I kept reading about how horrible the soft drinks and things were for me. So I thought, all right, I'm going to cut out all soft drinks. And that was tough because, I mean, you get addicted to that stuff. I would, in fact, I'd done it, a few times before I tried to stop, drinking soft drinks, and I'd get headaches, and, I might succeed in doing it for maybe a couple weeks or so, but inevitably I would come back to it. And mainly because, especially if you're eating a lot of fast food and in restaurants and things like that, your beverage options, aren't always that great. And the easiest thing to do is just, give me a Coke with that. But I got serious about it, and I did cut out all soft drinks. And for the most part, that since then, that's been, several years ago, maybe we'll say 7 years ago, I cut all that out. And that was I think that helped me quite a bit. But then shortly after that, since I was successful about cutting out all the soft drinks and things like that, I said to myself, you know what? No more fast food. I still ate out at a lot of restaurants because I didn't really cook that much. So that wasn't ideal of the food that I was eating there. And then I'll tell you what, ironically, one of the things that really helped me out, I think, was when we had the pandemic and COVID-19 hit. And it sort of forced me into learning how to cook a little bit. And so at that time, that's when I, started learning how to cook, which enabled me to, think a little bit more about, the stuff that I was eating. And then I decided to, do my best to cut out as much processed food as I possibly could. That, I think, helped a little bit. And then also around this time when the pandemic hit and, everybody was staying at home, I started watching a lot of YouTube videos about nutrition things and different types of diet, vegan diets, paleo diets, keto diets, and all these Mediterranean diets. And, all these guys have their own, thoughts about different things. But I started listening, watching a lot of those. And then I realized that, a lot of them were saying pretty close to the same thing. But some of them would agree and disagree about, whether or not coffee is good for you. And so I didn't really, hone in on any one thing, whether it's paleo, keto, Mediterranean, vegan, whatever. I just sort of tried to synthesize all that stuff. And whenever there was a consensus on any one thing, something that like oh, all the people are talking about this, then I thought, well, you know what, I think I'll try to bring that into my diet. So as a result, I've been in general, a low carb diet in terms of, I still eat a lot of carbs that come through vegetables and things like that, but I try to make sure that they're good carbs and not bad carbs. And so here again, I've watched a lot of videos, and certain vegetables and things like that they say are good, and some not so good. And so I've tried to apply that to my diet as much as I can. I actually found that although I say diet, I never really tried to diet as far as like restricting my intake or calories. But as a result of just eating better, I lost from the time that I stopped drinking colas and then started no more fast food, and then trying to avoid processed foods. I think I lost at least 20 pounds and started feeling a whole lot better. And so yeah, that's sort of like my nutrition, my dietary history, what's brought me to where I am right now. So I eat a lot of eggs, and that's why I want to talk about my breakfast menu that I have almost every morning. And I remember years ago people were saying you got to avoid eggs, or at least the if you're going to have eggs at a restaurant, order the omelet with egg whites and avoid the yolks and stuff like that. So now everybody's, most of the videos and things that I've seen on YouTube, have been saying, yeah, eggs are good for you. And so that's nice because I like eggs. So I eat a lot of eggs. And so what I want to do now is talk a little bit about, and specifically my morning breakfast. And to do that, I think the first thing we really need to do, because like I said, I try to keep away from processed foods, and I try to get all fresh foods as much as I can. And one of the great things about living here in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico, is that just about a quarter mile east of where I live is a marketplace where I can go and get all kinds of stuff. And that's where I get, most of the vegetables and things that I use to cook my meals with. So let's take off to the market, and I just want to show you what a great place this is for me to get some great vegetables. I love going to the market. There's lots of things to see and do there. You can buy everything from hardware to electronics and clothing and all kinds of great things, besides some great fresh fruits and vegetables. But indeed, the fruits and vegetables are terrific. They have all kinds of stuff to choose from here, so much so that a bunch of it, I don't even know what it is. Well, I do know what candy is, so even here at the market, you have to be careful what you buy. Yeah, they even have various meats and things that you can buy here at the market. The market even has its own version of fast food. Well, the only thing on my shopping list today was some of the ingredients that I'm going to need to show you my own personal guacamole recipe. So I picked up 9 avocados. Obviously, I'm not going to use all 9 of them, but I picked up 9 avocados, 9 tomatoes, 9 onions, and I'm not really sure how many lemons were in this, or lemons, not lemons, limes were in the little packet of limes that I got. But I got all these, the limes, the onions, the tomatoes, and the avocados, all of those. I got for what came to 105 pesos, which in U.S. dollars that equates to $5.25. So I challenge all my listeners back in the States to go to whatever grocery store you shop at and get 9 avocados, 9 tomatoes, and I think at least 9 onions and a bunch of probably about a dozen limes. See what that costs you back in the States. I suspect that it's going to cost you a bit more than $5.25. So let's go ahead. I'm getting really hungry right now. So let's go ahead and I'm going to show you my guacamole recipe and then my what I put together for my breakfast that I have almost every morning. Okay, so for me to make my own personal guacamole recipe. This is what I use, or at least what I'm using today, because I'm going to try to make enough to last me about 3 days worth of guacamole. So obviously avocados. I've got 3 avocados right here, a tomato, an onion, lime. I'll probably only squeeze out half of that lime. And I think most of the recipes that I've seen for guacamole doesn't call for garlic, but I'm fond of garlic, so I put a bit of garlic in there as well. And then also cilantro and cumin is you need in all recipes, and then a little pepper. So those are the ingredients that I generally use. Sometimes I might add a little something else, but that's basically what you're going to need. So let's go ahead and do it. Okay, so the first thing I do is I cut up my limes, or not my limes, my avocados, and just sort of slice it in half around the thing, just like that. And then I give it a whack like that, get out that, and then I'm ready to, I usually sort of dice up my avocados like this with my spoon before I scoop it out. And then scoop out my avocado. And I do 3 of them just like that. And then, okay, and then once I've got all my avocados in the bowl, I dice my onions. So let's go ahead and dice up these onions here. All right, once I have my onions diced up nicely, I'll scrape them into the bowl with the avocados. And all right, and then this is when I will add a little bit of cumin, and I don't. I just use a little thing like that. I actually, since I've got 3 avocados, maybe a little bit more. Throw that in there like that, and my cilantro. I use the same measuring method. That looks about right for that amount of avocado. Throw that in there like that. And then I'll put my pepper in there. And then this is what happened to my, oh, I think I think my garlic was in with my onions. Might have been, because I don't see the garlic out here now. So I put the garlic in there. And now it's ready to smush it all up. I have not added the tomato yet, or actually I can add the lemon. I haven't added the lemon. So now I usually add the lemon, and I usually just take my my spoon, just like that, and squeeze out the lemon juice just like that. And I keep saying lemon, it's a lime. Squeeze out the lime juice just like that. And try to pick out the seeds that might fall in there. And then I just, like I said, I just use a half a lime is usually enough when I'm doing 3 avocados. So, and then the tomato, I don't put that in there yet, obviously, because I'm about ready to smush it all up. And really, what I try to smush more than anything are the onions, so I can get all that onion flavor mixed into everything else. I don't want to. I like to have a few chunks of the avocado left. I don't want to just make it total mush, but I do like getting the onions as best I can. But I still want to have a nice texture of the avocados in there. So that's usually enough to do it right there. Okay. And then next, I slice my tomato like that. And I usually quarter it first. And then the seeds and the juice, it's best to take those out, because if you put the whole tomato in there, tends to make the avocado a little soupy, and I don't like that. Okay, so we dice it up into little cubes, little tomato cubes. Okay, so you got your tomatoes cubed in there. Brush that right in there like that. And then here, obviously we don't want to smush the tomatoes, so we're done with this. All right, and then we just mix it all up. Did I put my pepper in there? I think I did. I think I see a little bit of pepper in there. I'm going to put a little more because I like lots of peppers. All right, and those are the ingredients. And here we have at least a couple of days of guacamole that I can use. I'm hoping that it might last 3 days, but we'll see. Okay, so once I have my guacamole, these are the rest of the things that I include in my breakfast. It starts with I'll take a couple of slices of whole grain, multi-grain, whole grain bread for my toast, and I use range-free eggs. I usually get the brown, but they were out of the brown last time I was here. But I'll take three eggs, and then the butter that I use, I use grass-fed butter, and then yogurt, and then I will also add some fruit sometimes to my yogurt, not always. And those are the things that I have for my breakfast almost every morning. Oh, and there's one important thing I forgot to mention, and that is my cup of coffee. So here we go. No better way to start my day with my healthy hiker breakfast.